Daf Yud Be'ezrat Hashem. Masechet Beitza. Tet Amud Bet on the bottom. Okay. So the Gemara says we're in the middle of figuring out. Rabbi Yochanan felt that there was a stira from Mishnah Aleph to one of the Mishnayot later in the Perek. Right? The first Mishnah, Bet Shammai, is more mekel on Simchas Yom Tov. Why are they more mekel? Because they say you could be shochet. You could be shochet even though you don't have afar mukhan. And Bet Hillel says no, you only shochet if you have afar mukhan. So Bet Hillel is now worried about you having fresh chicken on Yom Tov. That's right. And Bet Shammai is machmir. We're going to let you shach even though you don't have afar mukhan, because we're machmir. We want you to have fresh chicken. So the Gemara says, no, on the top of Yud Amud Aleph. So the Gemara says, Ela I kasha ha kasha. If you have a question, this is the question. Says in the next Mishnah, Bet Shammai omrim en notlim et ha'eli lekatzev alav basar. You can't take an eli. Eli is like a big chopping board, but they didn't use it. They didn't use it for chopping. They used it. They would crush the wheat into burghol. They would put, I guess, underneath and crack it. Right? Rashi Eli daf av vechaved. It's a big, thick chopping board. Vekochim bo chitim. You chop wheat letargis betisni, which is burghol. So it's a klish machtol isur. It's made for techina. V'kasavri Bet Shammai holds asur letaltelo afilu letzorech gufo. You can't move it even letzorech gufo. Shetzarich leguf hakli lemalacha muteret bayom. You need the keli for malacha muteret. I want to chop meat. Is mutar. Bet Shammai says we don't care. Klish machtol isur letzorech gufo is asur. And Bet Hillel matirim. Bet Hillel says it's mutar. Alma yisi gabe simchat yom tov, right? By simchat yom tov, Bet Shammai lechumra. You see, Bet Shammai is machmir. They don't care. They don't care that you should be able to chop your meat. U Bet Hillel lekula. Bet Hillel is mekel. Urminhu, I'll ask you a question. Hashocheh chayav ve'of Bet Shammai v'chule. That in the first Mishnah, Bet Shammai says we let you shech, even though you don't have dirt. Amar Rabbi Yochanan muchlefet hashita, will flip it. The Mishnah of the Eli, Bet Shammai is matir, and Bet Hillel is mekel, and Bet Shammai is mekel. Bet Hillel is Bet Hillel is mekel. Bet Shammai is mahmir. Bet Shammai is mekel. Bet Hillel is mahmir. Says Gemara, Mimai. That's the Mishnah that we just read. Mimai. How do you know you have to flip it? Dilma lohi. Maybe it's not the same. Ad kan lo ka'amri Bet Shammai hatam ela diika deker nautz. Maybe really Bet Shammai is machmir on simchat yom tov. So how come the mekel in the first Mishnah is a deker nautz? And like Rashi said on yesterday's Amud Bet, the Ika Tzad Remes Chafira. It's already, sorry. Deker Nautz, Veleka Tzad Isur. There's not even a question of an Isur. Aval Hecha Deleka Deker Nautz. If you wouldn't have a Deker Nautz, they wouldn't let. They're not Mekel on Simchat Yom Tov. They believe a Deker Nautz solves all the problems. Inami, and what about Bet Hillel? Is there a stira in Bet Hillel? On one hand, Bet Hillel over there is mahmir on Simchat Yom Tov, and over here they mekel. No, Inami ad kan lo ka'amri Bet Hillel hacha ela diika torat keli. None of that Bet Hillel is mekel for Simchas Yom Tov. They hold there's no isur. Bet Hillel says what? It's a klish mlachtol isur. Letzorach gufo umkomo shari. Rashi torat keli alav. ואף על פי שמלאכתו לאיסור, מותר לטלטלו לצורך גופו. Aval hatam over there where there's a chashashi suit and you need a heter. No, we're not giving heter. So the Mishnah of Eli also is not a question on the principle on the first Mishnah. Betalel is machmir on Simchas Yom Tov. But there, over here by Eli is not a problem. There's no issue. It's a Kalish Machdol Isur, no problem. Ela ikashya hakashya bet shamai omrim is the next Mishnah. En notnim et haor lefnei hadorsin or dorsan velo yagbihenu ela im ken yesh alav kazait basar ubetelel matirim. So you're going to make shechita on Yom Tov. If you don't put the skin on the floor and the people start stepping on it, it's going to start to smell. You're going to lose the skin. So part of your cost recoup when you buy an animal is that you sell the skin for leather. It takes away some of the expense of the animal. Now, if you're going to tell the guy, oh, sorry, you shech this animal on Yom Tov, it's muktzeh, the skin, and you can't even start not processing it but preserving it so that it doesn't get ruined, you don't lose it. I'm not shechting animals on Yom Tov. It's too expensive, right? That's right. Peanut butter sandwiches. Ubetelel matirim, right? Rashi and notnim et haor shehuvshat biyom tov lefnei hadorsan lo yishchetenu lo yishtehenu, don't spread it. Hufshat was skin, right? Lo yishtehenu, don't spread it. Bimkom derisat haraglayim where people walk. Shezeo tzorech ibud, it's part of the tanning. Shemet abed, it gets worked al yedeh derisa. Ubetelel matirin. Kasal kadaitach, we're thinking mishum simchat yom tov. The lo sharit le, if you don't allow him, lo shahid, he's not going to shecht it.
It's not simchat yom tov. They worry about the good mamun from the guy. It's not about simchat yom tov. I mean, there's no hana'ah.
You're missing the point.
I understand.
You're not going to shecht it. You're not going to shecht it.
It's not direct simchat yom tov from the item.
Simchat yom tov, if I don't let you do it, you're not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to shecht at this price. Right, and most people are not shechting their own animal. Who's shechting the animal? The butcher. The butchers. You're gonna shecht the whole cow?
So only do half. Only shecht half.
You want a cow?
What are you gonna do?
You got a Mizrahi over here. Only shecht half of the cow.
Yeah.
Right? Very economical. The problem is the butcher is gonna, everybody buying it by the butcher, right? So now on a regular day, right? What's offsetting the cost of the meat? The sale of the skin. Now, oh, you want Yom Tov meat? It's an extra $5. Price gouging. The prices always go up in this town. Meanwhile, nobody's buying. Why? Because it's an extra $2 a pound.
There is the price anyway.
There is price anyway. If Leo can keep the back of the animal alive,
yeah,
he doesn't need friends. Right?
Let me see.
Urmini, I'll ask you a question. Amar B'Yochanan Mukhlefet Hashita. Mimai Dilma Lohi Adkan Lo Kamri Bet Shammai Hatam. You know why Bet Shammai is makel by Deker Nautz. Elahecha Deika Deker Nautz. Not because he's makel for Simchas Yom Tov. There's no problem. You have a Deker Nautz. Avalehecha Deleka Deker Nautz. Right? They won't be makel. Even a Farti Choach, because they're afraid you might come to crush the dirt. Kinami Adkan Lo Kamri Bet Elel Hacha. It's not, you're not moving something that's muktzeh. The skin is not muktzeh. It has a purpose. Right away, right, on the furry side, you could lie down. Look in Rashi. In those Middle Eastern countries, they spread the skin on the floor. They sit on their feet, on their knees. Kefufim. Amrina bepesachim. Have zaginan. We would lean a birke dadadi on each other's knees. V'nimtzet shetichato tzorech yom tov.
What?
No, the good side. You put the good side.
The word about Ma'itayin, if you do it for.
No, obviously it's getting preserved, but it's not a problem. I'm doing it tzorich yom tov.
We go to a hotel. That's that cow on the floor.
The cow on the floor. Aval.
It's already tamed and finished.
So this one is not tamed and finished. Aval hatam lo. But over there, where there's a hashash of rigavim, no. Ela ikashya hakashya. Bet Shammai omrim, the next Mishnah. En misalkim etatrisim biyom tov. Ubetelel matirim af lahachzir.
Trying to switch Mishnah. He's switching four.
No, he's switching the later Mishnah. They knew Rabbi Yochanan asked the question from later. The question was from which Mishnah? So we're trying to find which Mishnah it was. We thought it was this one. We know he switched one.
Oh, not that he's switching all.
No. Rabbi Yochanan asked the question from one of the Mishnayot. We're not sure which one exactly it was.
I thought he was trying to switch
No.
all of them to keep Mishnah.
No. Af Trisi Mashi. Daltot ha-halonot shel chanuyot. שסוגרים בהם החלונות בלילה, ומסלקים אותם ביום. ונותנים, so they have like a push cart, right? A basta. And it's got, you have a basta in the shuk.
Pasta.
No pasta, basta.
There's no P in Arabic.
So they have like a push cart, right? They have
There's basta.
a bush cart. They have a bush cart, and it has like a cabinet on the top, and it has a shutter door. So you pull off the door, right, and you lie it on top, and you put out all your merchandise, and then when you're finished, you put the stuff back in, and you close it and lock it. So Beit Shammai says, "En misalkim trisim biyom tov, daltot halonot של חנויות שסוגרים בהם החלונות בלילה ומסלקים אותם ביום ונותנים אותם לפניהם, they put it down in front of it, ושותחים עליהם תבלים, they put out the spices למכור לרבים. So what do you have? You're opening your store on Yom Tov, וביום טוב מותר לקח מכם ואני המכיר אותו. You're allowed to buy from a guy that knows you. בלבד שלא יזכיר סכום מקח, no prices. ובתלל matirim af lahachazir v'lesgor bahem v'hazara, the closing v'adai shelo letzorich v'afilu de'amrinan, even though we say and binyan bekelim. So when you close it, being that this is not part of the house, to keli and binyan bekelim tircha delav tzorich mihav, it's a non-necessary tircha. V'kasharinan lei, why are we matir? Mishum tchilatam. In order that if you tell the guy you gotta leave his store open all night, right, he ain't opening, right? You want a little bit of pepper for your soup? Tough luck, right? Alma mishum simchat yom tov mekilina, we make for simchat yom tov. V'kashya betelel dekisu. So betelel is mekel on simchat yom tov, and in the Mishnah is not mekel. Says the Gemara. Urminhi hashochet chayav erof biyom tov v'chule bishlama bet Shammai lo kashi. Right? It's not that Bet Shammai in the first Mishnah is mekel. Hatam deika deker naut, because you have the deker naut, we don't consider it. There's no reason to make it gezerah. It's prepared. There's no chashash. Hacha leka deker naut. Over here, there's no deker naut. We're mahmir. Ela betelel kasha. What are you going to say? En binyan bekelim, so betelel holds that there's no problem. Even so, this tircha shelo letzorech. So we obviously will mekel tircha shelo letzorech because of simchat yom tov. So how come betelel didn't closing it? Tircha shelo letzorech. It's not a door. You got to pick it up, put it on, lock it. It's a whole procedure. Elama. The reason why betelel is because they mekel for simchat yom tov. Kashya amar Rabbi Yochanan muchlefet hashita. Flip the shita. Beit Shammai says machazirim matrisim, and betelel says no. Inami, or we could say ad kan lo ka'amri betelel hacha ela mishum de'en binyan bekelim ve'en stira bekelim. Aval hatam lo.
So keep the Mishnah, keep the right.
And what about the tircha? We don't know what to say. Rashi doesn't seem to accept that answer. That there's no tirha.
The guy wants to sell coffee, don't go to the bathroom. One of the judges is
According to the sheet, the answer in binyan bekilim does not apply to movable objects. It's inadequate.
Right. Okay. Beit Shammai Omrim, Beit Shammai says, Lo yitol elam ken ni'anea mibe'od yom. Beit Shammai says, like we said yesterday, you can't take the birds. No dove coat. Stop. You have doves, you have birds, you want to use them, chicken. They omer legadel betzim. Yeah, you have a chicken farm. You go or yonim. You have yonim. Rashi says, and you want to go take some yonim for your soup. I don't know, for your pie, for your soup, whatever it is. Blackbirds, right? Don't they put the blackbirds in the pie?
No, the blackbird, the black cherry, not the black cherry. What do they call that?
The blackbirds, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie.
Rabbi has one in America.
Right. That's why I'm not
Cherry.
speaking to them.
I'm not quoting.
I'm not quoting you.
I know we eat charuf. We don't eat yonim.
4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. That's everyone. Okay, Leo. A deficient education. Right? Beit Shammai Omrim, Lo yitol ela im ken ni'anea mibe'od yom. Birds is not for him. Beit Shammai Omrim, Lo yitol ela im ken ni'anea mibe'od yom. You have to actually pick it up and shake. Ubeit Hillel Omrim, Omed ve'omer zeh ve'zeh ani notel. You point to the chickens, the yonim that you want.
You and you.
You and you. Rashi says, Mi be'od yom. Amar Rav Hanan bar Ami, machloket bebricha rishona. The machloket is talking about the first, this is a great one. First bericha. Look in Rashi. Have bericha. Derech megadle yonim. Lahaniach bericha rishona shel kol shana liot sevet leima. Right. So you have yonim. You have two pigeons. Pigeons every month they lay 2 eggs and they grow into no pigeons. So now the pigeons, they need company.
What, no pigeons? What?
New pigeons, they become new pigeons. So the first one you don't check.
The mother.
You leave them to keep the mother company, so she's doesn't
leave.
exactly.
Doesn't
She
leave.
doesn't act up. She doesn't leave. She doesn't whatever. Right. And then after that, every month you take the 2 pigeons. So now you have your grown pigeons, and it's Pesach time, and you have the first one is there. You say, I'm not taking it. I'm not ruining my pigeon farm. But then I don't know. Your mother-in-law comes. Now it's desperate. We need to check the pigeon. So Leo has cats. So you
The other half.
right? You decide you're gonna take them. You aren't gonna use them. You want to use them. So before Yom Tov, you have to say, I'm gonna take them. Otherwise, they're muktzah. Stama, they're muktzah. What? It's the same. Right? Machloke bebricha rishona. The Beit Shammai Savri Gazrina Dilmaati Amlucha. Right? What's going to happen if you go out in the morning, the day before, and you say, "Okay, I'm taking these 2 for my mother-in-law." The next morning you come to shech them. You know something? My mother-in-law could have pov. We'll give her eggs. Right? I'm not ruining my chicken farm. Not ruining my yonah farm. No. So Memela Beit Shammai says. So what's the problem?
Those become uksanaf. You're not going to use them.
No, he's not. Why? He's not going to eat them. No, he's not going to have simchas yom tov. Rashi, gazrinan. No, wow. Gazrinan kisha kilul maha. When you pick him up, ati lamluchi is going to change his mind. V'hayis alayhu, and he's going to feel bad. V'avalet tutul shelo letzorech. He's not. He's going to put him back. He's going to put him back. So then he was mevatel his thing for nothing. Once he actually picked them up,
But there's no point. Yeah, but there's no-
no, not that. Lo hasalai tu lo haishinu.
You never had the intention to use it.
So Beis Shammai
Yeah.
says if you just set it aside verbally, you didn't necessarily get it fully in your head that you're using it. Mashenkin, when you picked them up, that's it. You came to terms. Mashenkin, the next day you're gonna pick it up. You say,
You
I
can't go
don't.
halfway. If I
Why not
verbally
change
set it
the
aside and I was able to use them, that's it.
No, he was saying if you change your mind, it's batel l'mafreya.
But it's in Mufsir
He said yesterday, it's batel l'mafreya.
Yeah, but why don't you say that they're too skinny? I want to put them back.
We're not up to date.
Like Peter
Oh,
said,
what's the
once
reason you putting it back?
I'm putting it back because I need to keep company for the mother.
What's the problem with this?
The mother
So is
Yonim.
that for the
What's the
man?
problem putting
No.
it back? Rabbi?
I don't wanna lose
Because
that.
then it comes out that it was muktzah shalol tzor.
What's the difference if I picked them up before or after?
Then you're not going to change your mind
Right.
because you came to terms with it.
And if I didn't check them, they would.
When
still be
if it's too easy in the beginning, right? So you weren't really serious. If you had to pick him up, you didn't pick him up. You didn't change your mind when you picked him up. That's when you realize that hazat on how lonely the mother yonim are going to be when you take away the babies.
The Haber
If I
came.
go get a
Haber
hammer
came.
every month, break open it.
only two.
Okay,
You see?
I go get the hammer.
The hammer's not
When
When I come back, somebody opened the nut already. It wasn't over. It wasn't over.
No, over here because why'd you say you showed that your hasmana from the beginning wasn't a hasmana? It's really a muktzah bird.
I was really using it. Now my mother-in-law wants the eggs. She wants eggs, not the birds. So she wants my
No, that's
the
not-
cow.
okay.
He changed his mind. What? I don't understand what the problem with changing.
How
the
do your
mind.
mother-in-law wants eggs? Your
She wants the
mother-in-law
bird.
never wants eggs. She wants the bird. You feel bad ruining your thing,
Dona?
ruining your.
That is in the beginning yesterday, Erev Yom Tov, when I picked
Why
up the
did
bird
I-
and said,
And now I'm not gonna. If I picked up my bird, I'm not gonna change my mind. But if I just point to it, I might change my mind. Right? Ubet Hillel Savri Lo Gazrina. We're not afraid he's gonna change his mind.
Cat is better.
Now,
and we'll see
Aval
what's his
bebricha shniya. The second group. Divrei hakol be'omed v'omed ze ve'azeh ani notel sagya. It's enough to say I'm taking these. Look in Rashi. Look in Rashi. Berecha. What's a berecha? Look in Rashi. No, it's
No,
COVID.
The first
COVID.
the first-
I don't know. So it says COVID bilas.
Oh, COVID.
COVID. Pirush berecha.
Oh,
Shah-
probably
Shahayonim.
social distancing.
Shahayonim. I have no idea. Shahayonim yoldim berecha bechol chodesh. They give birth to a pair every month. Bechol chodesh v'chodesh. Behem shnei gozalot. Two birds. Zachar v'nekeva. A male and a female. Umasikin betkufat tevet. They stop in the winter. V'chozrim v'yoldim b'nisan. And they give birth again in Nisan. Says the Gemara. Ubetelel. Lama lei lemeimar ze v'zeh ani notel. What do you have to say? I'm taking this one and this one. Leima mikan ani notel. Lemachar. Let him say I'm taking from here. Why does he have to point to the birds? V'chi teima. What are you going to say? Betelel let lehu berera. Because what if you say I'm taking from here means you're saying whichever one I take, there's 10 birds there. Say I'm going to take 2 birds from here tomorrow. Maybe you're going to take the birds you didn't prepare. Berera, whichever one I take, it's huvrara davar lemafreya, that those are the ones that I prepare. Right? V'chitema bet hillel. Let luhu berera. We're going to see how we know that they have. But let's see Rashi. Let luhu berera. V'chi shakila mahar, when he takes tomorrow, the malohani azmin. These are another ones that he prepared. Vehu lo izmin et kulam. He wasn't preparing them all. Ela kedet zorcho. I'm going to need 2. That's how many I'm preparing. So we're going to say Bet Hillel doesn't believe in Berera. Now we learn Hamet babayit. If there's a dead body in the house, velo petachim harbe, and there's a lot of doors, a lot of windows in the house. Kulan temeim the old tameh. Look in Rashi. Velo petachim harbe. Kulam petachim, petuchim, or kulam sigurim. Doesn't make a difference if they're open or closed. Kulam temeim. Kol kelim hamunachim b'halal petachim. Any kelim you have sitting underneath those doors, tahat ovia tikrash or petach temeim.
In the doorway.
Yeah. V'afal pi she'eno tahat dekag hama'ahil al hamid. Even though it's not underneath the same roof of the mit, it's still tamid. Shegazru chachamim tuma al makom shehu derech yetziat hatuma shesofo la'aset sham.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
If you didn't decide it.
V'kan, en anu yodim, we don't know, be'eze yotzienu, which way is going out.
One door.
Hilkach,
No.
kulam teme'im.
That's not Chachamim, right?
It's a gezerat chachamim.
That's not Chachamim.
Now.
Here, everything is
So now, we didn't get to be there yet. What?
Everything is gonna be tameh under the one roof.
No. Theoretically, the door's closed. There's no tuma outside underneath the doorway. But because we don't know which way I'm going out, all of the doors are considered the door that it's going out on. And the chachamim will gozer tuma on the door that they're going to take the met out from, even though it's closed, right? Hashav lehotio
The other ones are.
niftach echad mehem. If he opened one of the doors, hu tameh, that door is tameh. Vekulam tehorim, and they're all tahor.
This is before the.
Rashi niftach echad mehem la'achar mitat tameh. Hu tameh. Ben kelim de mi'ikara, the kelim that were there. Ben kelim de basof hamuvoim lo mibahutz. Vekulam tehorim. L'divrei hakol mukmin alahu. Demodu hakol mikan ulhaba. Bekelim hamuvaim letochan acharechem. We're going to say this is talking according to everybody. And kelim that you brought in from now on after they open the other door. Right? Mibahutz. Everything else, I open the door at 12 o'clock. If I put something there, not in that door, in the closed doors at 12:01, it's tahor. Because at that point, we already designated door A to be the door we're taking the met out from. The one that you open, what was there before? It's tameh.
But you picked the door already.
I picked the door after it was there. The mat died at 6 a.m. You only open the door at 12 o'clock, right?
6 to 12,
So from
everything's
6 to
tameh.
12, everything's tameh. Now you open the door at 12, great. So what you're going to put there
Whatever
from
comes to the other ones.
whatever comes, the other one's going to be tahor. Exactly. Says the Gemara. That's not bit it up. That's not bit it up. That's why. No, because that's only working from now on. It's not going back to the original time.
From the middle side.
Is going out there. That still stays.
What was there? What was there is still tameh. If you put something new, it's tahor.
What's putting new? But the body didn't
And
come out.
after, later on, I brought something there.
The body didn't come out.
That's right. But now the tumah is all going that way.
Directed this way.
The door's closed.
That we opened that door.
I open that door. That
and
door
then I
stays
put
tameh.
something there.
Now what I put there new becomes it's gonna stay tahor.
And that's not
Everything
better
else is
because
No,
I already
because I designated. If I would have designated,
No source of
It was better, so everything was there. It's not tahor.
right? There's no source of
Something
tumah.
The mat is still here.
Still there.
I just opened the door.
The door that I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
You have to
Now-
open it. We just say this.
Wait. So now he says, Chishev lehosio. Chishev lehosio be'achad mehen. If he thought to take it out of one of the doors, or b'halon, or even through a window, sheyesh bo arba'a al arba'a, that has 4x4. Maselet al kol hapetachim kulan. It saves all the doors. Bet Shammai omrim. So you could either open it or you could plan. Right? We come in, we call the hebra. So which door you're taking him out from? They tell us which door. So now that door is tameh, the rest of them are tahor. Bet Shammai omrim, vehu shehashav lo sio ad shelo yamut hamet. Bet Shammai says you got to make the machshava before he's dead. Ubet Hillel omrim, af mi sheyamut hamet, even after the dead. So how we understand? Look in Rashi. Af mi sheyamut hamet. V'kasal kadaitach, we're thinking the beberera pligi, the arguing and brera, ubekelim shehayu bahem b'mita lemachshava. Again, the guy died at 6, right? They called the hivra at 12. So the mahloke Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel says, what happens with the kelim that have been there all morning, right? Bet Shammai says, sorry, you thought you didn't call the hivra before he died. Everything is tameh. Berera doesn't help.
Doesn't matter even if you come and say all the.
Bet Shammai asabri lo amrin and huvrar. It became clear. Oh, that's what I meant from the beginning. That door, yeah, of course, it makes sense, right? So therefore, the tumah doesn't go on the rest of the doors. Ubet Hillel savri huvrar. It became clear that that's the door he was going to take it from. Ulamai desal kadaitin hashta. Svir Olam, we hold. The beniftach echad mehem. If you open one of the doors, nami have pligi bekelim demikara. Calling the hebra and opening the doors is the same. If I open the door at 12 o'clock to take him out from there, according to Bet Shammai, the stuff that was under the other doors until then is still tameh. According to Bet Hillel, it became huvrara davar when I opened the door at 12 o'clock. That from 6 in the morning, that was the door I was going to use. And now we're going to tell you that all this stuff on the other doors is tahor. V'tehorim. The katani le'ele devrei hakol bekelim demikan ulaba. But what it says, tahor, everybody says that's the new ones. Says, so now you see Bet Hillel holds a birira. If Bet Hillel holds a birira, let the guy go into his chicken area, his dove area, and say, I'm taking from here, and tomorrow the ones that he takes are the right ones.
Why we have to say better now?
That's what we're looking for now.
I know, but maybe it's not
Moshe is complicated enough without any other question. For other people, it's complicated. Says the Gemara, Ha'it mar Allah. We said it. Ha'it mar Allah. Ha'it mar Allah. Amar Rabba letaheret petachim mikan ulhaba. He says it's not true. Bet Hillel doesn't know the brera. And when they said you called the Hebra at 12 o'clock, it's not helping for the Kilim that were there from 6 to 12. It's only helping that you can now put stuff in the afternoon. וכן אמר רבי הושעיה לטהר את הפתחים מכאן ולהבאים למפרע לו. So you see, there's no birira. So therefore we'll say, you know why you have to say zeh ani notel? Because Bet Hillel doesn't hold the birira. If you're going to say I'm taking from here, then I don't know which ones you meant. And when you take tomorrow, you're taking something. Maybe you took the wrong ones.
Rashi don't have.
Nobody else.
Don't have hasheb.
Rashi, ha'it mar Allah, va'afilu Bet Hillel let lehu huvra. They're not believing in huvra. Ve'en metaharim ela kilim de basof. The only metaher the kilim that come after the lahar machshava. Aval rishonim, the stuff that was there from the morning to me'im. Ubet Shammai metamim afa haronim. Why? The kasavri. What does Bet Shammai hold? Mishiarda tuma torat tuma late petachim lefne machshava b'mitat hamet shuv enu ole mehem ela al yedei maaseh kegon niftach ubeniftach hacha mehem lo pligi midi. So Bet Shammai says, if before the guy dies you plan, that's good. But once the door becomes tameh, that's like a maaseh, even though you do it. It's actually like a maaseh. And in order to undo, you got to open the door. It's not enough to think about opening the door.
Open the door after the mid go.
Which
No.
is
Which
No.
is
analogous
door,
to
what are you
granting
doing?
the bird.
That's enough. If I open one door, the rest of the doors become
Before the
tahor.
guy died.
But talking about opening a door according to Bet Shammai, you could do that before, right? If you have, like the advanced team, where are we taking the man down from? We're taking him from here.
The guy's
Then
guy's still alive.
he's still alive. It never became tamid. But they were outside when they said it. Masha'en ken. Once it becomes tameh, machshava is not enough. That's Bet Shammai. Now,
Bet Shammai is saying, but that's analogous. We can take it back to the birds. Yes,
it's exactly like the birds. Yeah. But over there, the birds is a different reason. Because it's before they die. It's before Yom Tov. The birds is because we're afraid he's going to change his mind. Rava says, Le'olam lemafrei. Really, I'll tell you, Bet Hillel holds a break. Dilma metaltel v'shavik, v'kametaltel midi, dilo hazile. Maybe he's going to pick one up and put it down. He's going to pick up another one and put it down. If you don't tell him exactly which one, he's going to wind up picking up a bunch of them.
But if you don't know this is Berira, doesn't mean that Hakamim don't have Berira.
Rav is saying they have Berira. Rashi. Rav amar le'olam le'mafreya nami mitarim Bet Hillel. Bet Hillel holds this ta'ol le'mafreya. De'idlu Berira. V'hacha b'madnitin hainu ta'amar de'tzarich levarev ve'lomar elo ani notel. Dilma le'machar metaltel ubodek hashemenim. He's looking for a good one. Right? You tell the guy, you can take whichever one you want because there's Berira. So he's going to start. So this one, this one, He's going to touch each one 10 times. V'shavi ka v'shakilida. Nimtza metaltel ma shelois means picking up stuff that he didn't prepare. Shahareh lo haya da'ato ela b'ktei tzorcho. He's taking 2 out of 10. Hilkach omer ze v'ze ani notel ulmahar al korchem hani hu deshakil. If you say I'm taking 2, he's going to take 2. You want to feel them? Feel them today, mister. That says the Gemara.
But if he picked two, that's not a problem. He says, I'm gonna go with those two.
Again, but we're afraid, since he knows he is not limited to those two.
I'm saying. If
So-
he said the area, it's not,
No,
you're right.
Right?
If he said,
That's
those
why
two, I'm
that's all he has to say according to Beitza.
You don't have
Says
to
the
pick it up.
Gemara. Ve'ha'amar be'omer ve'omer. Ze v'ze ani notel sagya. What do you mean? It's enough to say I'm taking these two. So maybe he didn't even feel them on Erev Yom Tov. Right?
That's it.
Hani mili me'erev Yom Tov. Aval. ביום טוב אסור, דזמנים דמשתכי שמינים כחושים וכחושים שמנים, וכמטלטל מידי דלא חזי ל... אינמי זמנים דמשתכי כולו כחושים, ושביק להו ועתי לעמנו משמחת יום טוב. The לשון of the Gemara is a little funny. Look in Rashi. והאמר בעומד ונחוק, ואינו מנעני הסגי. He's not picking him up. עלמא לא בדק מאתמול. He didn't check הכחושים והשמנים. Maybe he's gonna try and take another one. Hani mili be'erev Yom Tov. Kilomar. Hey chadiyada be'erev Yom Tov da'ani hu da'azmin. If he knows I picked them on erev Yom Tov, the two ben shehem kechushim, ben shehem shemenim lo shekil achlim. If I had to pick him on erev Yom Tov, so then he's gonna stick to them. Sharei yodea shemuktzim him. He knows the rest of them are not muktzim. Shelo zimnam because he didn't prepare them. Aval b'Yom Tov. Right on Yom Tov, if you tell him no, you selected the two that you're going to pick tomorrow. He's not going to hold to the. He says, "Yeah, I'm picking them. I'm going to pick them. This one I didn't pick yet. I didn't pick. I still didn't pick." Right? You got to lock him in from Erev Yom Tov. Aval b'Yom Tov keshebal bararam b'Yom Tov shelo kelomar shelo birer devarav. He didn't specify maybe od yom. Vesomech al bedika machar. So if you don't make him. You don't lock him into which ones it is yesterday. He's thinking, tomorrow I'm going to check. Right? Shivdok et kulam. Dezimnim demishtaki shmeinim khushim v'khushim shmeinim. Otam anirim shmeinim. So tomorrow he's going to go and he looks at the two. They look fat. Right? Shemenim l'mar'einav nimtzaim kehushim. No fat. V'mishmushan. V'kehushim nimtzaim shemenim. Or midi, and comes out, metaltel midi delo hazile. All the extra one that he tried, checked out. Muktim hayu. Inami garsin and inami zimnin demishaki kulu kehushi. It turns out they're all lousy. Vekamimna misimchat yom tov. Because al yedeh shelo bireret mol devarav. He wasn't specific. Lefikach samach al sheker lomar efshar shelo yu shnayim o shlosha tolin. There must be 2-3 good ones there. Ulmachar nimtza kulam ra'im. Aval keshata maskiko when you force him. Levarer to specify what he's doing. Shuv eno nismach ela al elu. He's relying on these ben shemenim o kehushim. For the dad kenzim nan, because he knows he has no choice. He can't pick anyone, so he's stuck. Uba venotlam velo mimna. He's not going to change his mind. Zemen shehorim. If he prepared black ones, umasa levenim, and it turned, and the next day there's white ones. Levanim, he set aside white ones. Umatzah shechorim, and now he finds black ones. Shnayim, he set aside 2. Umatzah shelosha, and he found 3. Asurim, all of those cases it's asur. Why? Because it's not the ones he set aside.
When you have to do shechayim,
Shelosha umatzah shnayim. If you set aside 3 and you found 2,
No problem. One kish. That's it.
mutarim, it's mutar. One left. Betoch hakan umatzah lifnei hakan. You set them aside inside, and now you found some in front of the ken. Asurim, it's asur, because we assume they're different ones. V'em en sham elahem. If there's nothing else around, hare elu mutarim they mutar.
But then we
No,
say
the
he
Yonim,
recognizes
the
he
Yonim,
knows
yeah,
the
the Yonim
difference.
don't go to other
Rashi.
people's Yonim.
Zimen shechorim velo haya sham od. There was nothing else there. Ulmahar matzah kol levenim. There's only white ones. Vadai hamizumanim halchu lahem. They took a fly. Ve'elu achirim. And these are others. Da'atu lehu me'alma l'shovach. They came into your thing. Ve'chen shnayim umatzah shelosha. 2 and you found 3. Ve'enu makir et hamuchanim. I can't tell which are mine. Kulam asurim. They're all asur.
Why don't you go draw?
So why don't we say now that the guy should put a siman on it that he knows?
Shelosha umatzah shnayim mutarim. Ha'echad halach, one left, l'shnayim nisharu. V'lo amrinan, and we don't say, ho'il v'ha'echad halach, ho'il v'ha'echad halach, one left, ken halchu kulam, they all went ve'elu achirim, because they're buddies.
So why can't they say that on the three, the designated two and three within the next one? Just say one more fluent. Why do I have to say two?
זימן בתוך הקן, ומצא לפני הקן, ובתוך הקן לא מצא כלום, הרי אלו אסורים. Yes, גמרא מפרשת. Says the Gemara Pshita, everything in the Mishnah is pashut, black and white and black. Obviously, they don't change colors. Amar Rabbi, hacha b'mayaskinan, kegon shezimen shechorim ulvenim. So he did the opposite. He prepared black and he prepared white next to each other, right? The black is in the one cubby and the white is in the other cubby. Ve'eshkim u'matzah shechorim b'mkom levanim u'levanim b'mkom shechorim. What do you say, Mosh Malish? The shechorim went to the levanim, where they wanted to check out each other's apartment, right?
The white guys went to the project.
Right? Mahu detema hani ihu ninhu. They're really the same one. Ve'etapuche etapuch, and they flipped. Kamash malan.
They're not really the same ones.
It's the same one.
Why
Two
not?
black here, two white here. And they found it. They switched. What, step them outside?
Three black ones in the next case.
Let's see Rashi.
Yeah, because it designated.
Kegon shezimen shechorim uvenim. V'shnei kenim, in two coats. V'chol hakinim muvdalim, they separated b'mechitzot v'aliyot kederech kol shovachim. Asuyim aliyot arbe. There's a lot of different cubbies. V'chol aliyah yesh ba mechitzot arbe. V'eshkimu matzah v'hachi ka'amar. Zimen shechorim b'ken zeh. Umatzah bo levanim, he found white ones. V'levanim zimen b'sheni, he set aside white ones in the second one. Umatzah bo shechorim. Says the Gemara, Lema misayei alei. Let it be Hanina. So let's say this is a proof to be Hanina. The Amar be Hanina, Rov vekarov, halach achararov. When you have something and you're not sure where it came from, did it came from the majority or did it come from the one that's close? Like over here, right? There's two white ones next door, and there's tons of white ones out on the street, right? Do I assume it came from next door? Do I assume it came from the street? There's much more in the street than next door, so I assume it came from the street. Rov vekarov, halach achararov. Says the Gemara, Keda Amar Rabbi, it's not a proof. B'daf, hachanami b'daf. Right? It's not talking necessarily that you have to assume they came from out there. There's a board in front of the dove coat, right? It's like a safsal. And the doves come and they like to hang out there. So ki'ilu, there's a waiting list to get into the dove coat. Right? It's a lot of homeless, right? So they hang it out on the thing. So now when these two birds vacated their apartment, right? The two white ones, right? Who says that it's coming from next door? There's 15 homeless birds over here. So therefore, even Karov, you have more than
Actually, they don't have no reason to leave because they have already placed.
No, they're squatters.
Next door, have
they
already.
moved to Florida. They took early. Okay.
But they only remember they said they're very.
Shenai,
They don't go.
they don't switch
meet.
mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they go on vacation,
Together.
right?
They do parties together. They have a crazy party.
Shenayim. Shnayim umatzah shelosha asurim. Two and they find three is asur. Ma'anavshach. Here Moshe. If they all left, right? So ha'achrininu. There's the other ones. Ve'ilo achrininu. Right? If it's not other ones, ha'ika hadem ma'arif behu. Which one is the wrong one? I don't know. So I can't go with Rov.
Why not?
Because davar sheyesh lo matirin.
Because you can wait for it tonight.
Ad Yom Tov.
Davar sheyesh lo matirin. Davar sheyesh. Shelosha umatzah shnayim, but three and you left two is
So
mutar.
it's two with them, matzah shelosha. They all have to be the same color. They all have to look.
I
alike.
can't tell,
You
yes.
can't tell the difference.
Leo, if
It's
there's
not
a
just
black
the
one,
numbers.
it's not mixed.
What are you doing
My
here?
ta'ama, my ta'ama. And if you can't tell the difference, maybe you should go either front end for the cow.
Using me on that, the
That's
camera.
why we have meat on Yom Tov and not birds.
My ta'ama, my ta'ama. Hani
In the barbecue.
inu, they're the same ones. V'had minayu azu le'alma. And one of them went on vacation. Lema matnitin Rabbi. Let's say the Mishnah is like Rabbi v'lo Rabbanan. Tanya heniach maneh umatza matayim. Right? He left $100 of maaser sheni money, and he finds $200 in the box. So there's a box, there's a drawer with maaser sheni money. He knows he left 100. He comes back, there's 200. That's like it's like a cow, right? Matayim hulin umaaser sheni me'uravim ze bazeh. So we assume that the first 100 stayed, and the second 100 is chulin, and now you have half chulin, half maaser. Divrei Rebbe. The Chachamim say, hakol chulin. It's all chulin. Why? The Chachamim say, nobody's stupid enough to mix maaser sheni with chulin. So it must be he took the chulin, the maaser sheni somewhere, he forgot about it, and this is all chulin. But I'm not assuming that at the time the guy didn't know what he was doing. For sure, he knew what he was doing.
What's the difference? Once you just take 100, make it.
Do I have to?
Anyway, you have to give it 100. You still know where the 100 is. If you ask him,
if I lost it, I don't have to take care of it. Heniach matayim. If he left 200, umatza maneh, and he finds 100, so we say maneh munach, maneh mutal devrei Rabbi. This is spent 100. 100 is maaser, and that's it. V'chachamim omrim hakol chulin. The Chachamim say it's all chulin. Why? It says, why is he going to take 100 and leave 100? He probably took it all and put different money here.
What do you do with the money?
He put it somewhere else. He changed places. Says the Gemara. So you see, our Mishnah is like Rabbi. Rabbi says when you had two, when you found one, we assume it's one of the ones that were there. So too, when I had two birds and now there's only three birds and there's only two, I assume it's the same two birds. Not according to the Chachamim. I'm going to assume they all went. Afilu teima Rabbanan. Even if you want to say it's the Chachamim. Ha'itmar ala Rabbi Yochanan v'Rabbi Lazar. The Amri Tarvayu. Shani gozalot ho'il va'asuyim ledadot. Birds move. This is the money. If somebody didn't take it, you needed somebody with brains to take it. The guy with brains, it says Ma'aser, he's going to take it all together. He's not going to take half, leave half. Masha'enk and the birds, they have a mind of their own. This bird decided to go to Florida. The other two birds decided to stay. They were afraid of COVID and they stayed home.
Didn't we say yesterday that these are new birds, not adult birds, that they can't fly?
This is the babies.
This is
Okay, so he walked away.
He
Was. Are you my mother?
Those are regular birds. Those are the one with the same bird. This is the regular bird.
So
No, the baby
no,
birds.
it's about how you let it stay. It has to be trapped. We'll see soon. Says the Gemara. V'lama li lishnuye ala shani gozalot ho'il va'asuyim ledadot. Why does he have to come up with that answer? V'ha'itmar ala dehai. We have a statement on that Mishnah about the Ma'aseh. The Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar, they argue what the case is. Hadamar, one says, B'shnei kisin mahloket. The mahloket only if it's in two bags. Aval bekis had if it would be in one bag, devrei hakol chulin. Everybody agrees when you took one, when one is it's chulin. Why? Because nobody's taking out from the bag 100. You're going to take the whole bag. V'chad amar, and the other one says, Bekis ehad machloket. They're arguing in one case. The Chachamim say he must have taken the whole thing. And Rabbi says no, he took 100. Everybody agrees. Maneh munach, maneh mutal. He took one, he left one. The one that says they're only arguing when there's two kisim. And the Chachamim say even two kisim you're going to take together. And Rabbi says no, you took one, you left one. Even though it's two kisim, even though it's two birds, the Chachamim say you take them together. So you have to say no. Two kisim might take together, but birds have independent minds. If you say the Chachamim only say you're going to take the two together if it's in one kis, aval b'shnei kisim, but if it's in two pouches. Even the Chachamim agree. Mane munach, mane mutal. Hashta lama li lishnuya ala. So what do they have to say? Ha amar b'shnei kisim. What do they have to tell me? Sorry, that birds walk. Ha amar b'shnei kisim lo pligi. You said when it's in two pouches, they're not arguing. Two birds is two pouches. Even before you come up to the sivara, that birds walk away. It's not one pouch. We all, according to that opinion, the Chachamim only say you're going to take the whole thing if it's in one pouch. But if it's in two pouches, they agree you could take one, leave one. So to the birds, they're in two pouches. They're two separate birds.
We don't look at it as one apartment.
One apartment, it's in one drawer too, but it's in two pouches. It's two birds. Obviously, says the Gemara. Amar Rav Ashi. Rav Ashi says, Hacha begozalot mekusharim vekisim mekusharim askinan. The chiddush is the kisim. When we say shnei kisim, but they're tied together. The two gozalot were tied together. So the chachamim, when they say shnei kisim, you're going to take both. It's because they're tied.
So if they're tied, that means they're designated, right? They're now
They're both maaseh. They're both, and the birds are tied.
So you got two
So what's
tied,
the
two tied.
difference?
So I
birds.
come back the next day. Now you find there were three birds tied. You come back, there's two birds tied. Where's bird number three?
That's for sure.
His friend ate the rope.
So he says,
Or
good,
the opposite,
right?
when you have
Goes
three-
a lot, and the answer is, even though the Chachamim say you wouldn't take one bag and untie the other one, goes a lot. Birds come untied. That's the chidush. Not they walk away.
Means
They,
they're two new birds.
they get untied. No, it's the same two birds. One bird got out. He escaped.
Because they
When
move.
you have two and third
Kisin, lum.
third one came and tied himself.
No.
But they wiggle
No,
out. They move.
that for sure. Obviously, it's something else. Right? Kisin, lum the bags don't untie themselves. For Rabbi Amalachah, so if the bags are tied, right? Nami, Zimnin the mitakli kitrayu. They were tied, but the rope got worn away. And the guy took it. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen. Bat shalom evora.
What time tomorrow, Rabbi?
Tomorrow, 4:25.
4:25. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
6:20.
Okay, Asa Baruch.
Shabbat shalom.
Bat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Take care. Tonight at 6.